Harrison, first of all, thank you for this beautiful show tonight in Montpellier.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
And I have a few questions to ask to you for La Grosse Radio Reggae.
All right, no problem.
Alors, the first one is One Dance is your third studio album after Madness and Throw Down Your Arms, and that's outside Groundation. Is that because you felt too cramped in Groundation to express all that you have to say?
Well, I mean, that's where it began.
Yes.
I mean, it really began with the album Madness.
Yes.
And that album was specifically written in Palestine, in West Bank. In my time in Ramallah and Hebron, Nablus, Qalqilia, these places, seeing how the Palestinians were living under the occupation of Israel. It was a personal story to me, being an American Jew and whatnot, and being able to go and see what they would say past the green line. Israeli citizens are forbidden to go past there. So I saw places and families and things that a lot of Israelis don't see. So I felt the need to write this music and record this music. And specifically, when I was in Ramallah, I met a poet. And I said, I played reggae music. And the poet said, yeah. And I said, it kind of was a strange reaction. I said, you know, like Bob Marley. He said, yeah, I know Bob Marley. Let me ask you this. Why is reggae music so Zionist in its message? It's negative to me. I don't like reggae. It's a negative message. To me, I was like shocked because reggae music is this positive influence for the world. But then when you sit and check it, you could see it. You know, Exodus, we know where we're going. We're leaving Babylon, going to our father's land. I mean, you know, this is a lot of the rhetoric is like Zionist rhetoric at the turn. So I felt that these songs needed to be played by Rasta, by Jamaican musicians, to prove to that poet that Rasta and reggae is about freedom and equality for all people. It's to end oppression and to really bring about changes in society and bring about more of a oneness, one love. So that's where Madness began. And it was a nice thing to me because I could experiment in the fusion with Groundation, and I can go back to the roots of it, learning from the masters with the Professor projects. So it was a good combo.
Yes. One Dance is clearly joyful.
Yeah.
But also a bit nostalgic when you sing California.
Right.
Yeah. What can you tell us about your sources of inspiration, and for this album, but also in general?
Well, I mean, One Dance, it was inspired by Jamaica. It was inspired by the musicians, bringing music that was about the dance.
Yes.
One Dance. But each song on the album is meant to be a different dance. Yeah. There's a roots reggae, there's a one drop, there's a Nyabingi, there's a ska, there's a rock steady, there's all this different influences, all Jamaican influence, but very different styles. And it is nostalgic, singing about my home state, California, and that kind of balance of great wealth that the state of California has, and also the great duality of all the poverty and the suffering that goes on in California. And songs like Hush, talking about how much I miss my children on the road, you know, so the album is very personal, yet, like you're saying, it's optimistic, and One Dance is a celebration.
Okay,
celebration.
That's... you are a good connoisseur of the Rastafarism, its philosophy, its history. From your point of view, can we make a parallel between Rasta philosophy of life with that of Rastafarism taught by the Dalai Lama?
Sure. I mean, the Dalai Lama is all about the foundation teachings of not harming anyone, living in peace with all living things. Whether things in life are positive or negative, don't let it draw you into any highs or lows in your spirit. Keep a very even spirit, and that is Rasta. And the philosophy is about life. Christian, Muslim faith, you know, what happens after you die, and the pearly gates and angels, and but Dalai Lama, Rastafari, it's about this moment. It's all about life, not concerned with any death. Yeah. It's all about trying to bring about the best experience and the greatest moment that Jah has given us.
You come very often in France. How do you find the French public, and what you would like to press on there?
To what?
To let which message you want to talk?
Message.
Yes.
Wow.
If you have a message for her.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it we talked about tonight.
Yes.
Here in Montpellier, 2016, there's a great message to bring about. I definitely love the French public. I have a great connection with the French public since the first Groundation tours, from the release of Hebron Gate
Yes.
and the release of We Free Again over here in Europe, which really started the seeds growing for Groundation and for my work. So the French people, I have to give thanks to. They've given a lot of support. And it pains you to see what takes place in France. Places like the Bataclan.
Yeah.
I performed in the Bataclan 6, 7, 8 times,
Yeah.
many times. Even that last April, just before the November attacks and things. This, what they call terrorism, it's a horrible thing against innocent people. Life is it's the opposite of the Dalai Lama and Rastafari.
Yes, of course.
And it's strange to see it take place. It's strange to see it take place in the form of what today's media calls militant Islam.
Yes.
Because teachings of Islam is not.
It's not that.
No. The worst sin. If you look at what's happening in Iraq and what's happening in Syria and these places, the worst sin in the Quran is for Muslim to kill Muslim.
Yeah, of course.
And it's happening all the time. I don't know how these clerics and imams are able to get this message to the young people to do these things. But it's, as I said tonight, it's not a religion teaching.
No.
It's about wicked people and
Of course.
wickedness.
Yes.
You can say Satan or whatnot, good and evil. There's good spirit and bad spirit. And these people are preaching and putting the seed of badness, of evil ways, of negativity, of wickedness, of hatred. And that's very dangerous. And to see the people of France get it, because the people of France have really been supportive of the things, the principles of the French Revolution.
Yes.
Those
Freedom.
liberties and
Freedom.
equality and these things, fraternity.
Equality, freedom. Yes.
Exactly. That's the pillars of the revolution, and that should be, here in France, it should be celebrated.
Yeah.
So the message is, there's still hope, and let's put forth the energy that we're going to be teaching our children a world free of wickedness.
Of course.
That's what we're trying.
I have another question. Have you other solo or collaborative project in the pipe? If so, can you tell us a word about it?
Yeah, I will be in Jamaica in December, January, February, producing the next Pablo Moses album. Pablo.
That's fine.
So that'll be his album, but the record label in Europe wanted to get me and Pablo together because they know that we have a history and they want to get something special, something different for Pablo, to really break him into the market again and shoot his name up there. So we're working on the album together. We've been working on it over the months, and I'm excited about that, to work in Jamaica and get some great musicians together to make a special Pablo Moses album, the Attenuation, it's called. And there's always a lot of projects. You know me. There was some newspaper or some article that said I was a workaholic, I don't know how he does all these projects, but I have a lot of dreams and a lot of vision, and I hope one day to see them come to reality.
That's a good way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you play Rastaman Vibration, is the first reggae music I heard when I was 17.
Yeah.
That make me love reggae.
Really?
Yes.
It was really my first as well.
Yes.
When the album, I bought the album on LP when I was a little kid. I was when I was going to Hebrew school. I first heard Bob Marley's music from my older brother.
Yeah.
And I was maybe 7 or 8 years old. And in California, none of my friends had to go to Hebrew school. I was the only Jewish boy. So having this music talking about the children of Israel and Moses and Aaron and all these things, it was like my personal music.
Yes.
And the album Rastaman Vibration, and that was my first Bob Marley album. It was my children love that song. That's their favorite song.
Yes, everybody loved that song.
Right? How can you not? Yeah, powerful.
So, just to close this interview, I want to thank you particularly in my name and also in the behalf of the La Grosse Radio, for your availability and your kindness. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hope to see you next time in Montpellier very soon.
You will, man. You will. I hope to be here with my family, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
merci.